Welcome, everybody, to Got a Problem, Mate, the podcast with me, Joey Page, and him, Bilal Zafar. What is it? It's a podcast. Who are we? We're Joey and Bilal. I just covered that. Where are we? We are in a studio that we're not going to tell you about because we don't want you rushing the door and beating it down and screaming like fans that want autographs and such. Why are we doing it? Because you've got problems and I've got problems and everyone's got problems. It's good to solve people's problems. And when are we doing it? Now.
That was good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's today's intro that
I'm
I wrote.
happy with that.
I wrote that on the
I
train
don't need
in.
to do one.
I wrote that on the train in.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Been on tour,
Yeah.
so I'm a bit tired.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, good. I'm the opposite. I'm prepped.
You can't tell.
I'm goosed.
How are you doing?
I've been goosed.
You've been how's it going with you?
Yeah, I'm okay, thank you. I've been gigging a lot. I got sent on Google.
Mm-hmm.
I got sent my you know, like in football, the touch map. They show you like the heat map of where the players touch the ball. Google has sent me where I've been according to my Google Maps over the last month. I've been
great,
in a lot of places.
Yeah, I love that.
I spent a lot of time on the road.
Does it tell you it tells you the amount of new places you've been to, doesn't it?
Should I get my stats up?
Yeah, get your
You remember my
stats.
stats? Tell us about the tour while I'm getting my stats on.
It's been very good so far. Going all over the UK, doing Soho Theatre as well. But by the time this is out, that will be done. So don't bother.
Don't bother showing up.
Don't bother if you've not.
Because you'll
come.
just see somebody else's show. And we wouldn't want that.
Exactly. But if you want to see me, new show in Edinburgh and all of that, please, for God's sakes.
Yeah, I'm very envious of your tour. It has to be said. Not jealous, but definitely envious.
Is that not the same?
Especially as I just drove to Blackburn and back for a gig, £200, which by the time you take out your petrol and your coffee and the amount of hours out of the house,
£8.
I'm on less than £10 an hour.
Yeah.
So that's good, isn't it? So in this last month, I did 2,810 miles and I spent 83 hours traveling. I also walked 9.1 miles in March.
Congratulations.
Okay.
That's
my touch map.
Very good. What's your issue this week that you're going to talk about?
Oh, well, my issue is slightly to do with this podcast, actually, which is fine.
Okay.
My girlfriend said that I don't have to speak all the time, and sometimes I can just leave some gaps, for you to say stuff.
I don't think that's a problem.
I think she's a bit behind. She's only listened to the first couple of episodes.
Oh, they were bad.
Were they?
No, I'm joking.
I would argue that we've gone downhill since then.
Do you think?
I don't know. But yeah, so today
you're going to
I'm going to share the air a bit more with you.
Okay.
And if you don't pick up the slack, we'll know why the episode was bad.
Now hold it. Your girlfriend's not going to like that.
If the episode's bad,
yeah,
because I've left room for you to speak and you've not.
But you can't just be grumpy and sit
I'm
there
not
with
gonna
your
be
arms
grumpy.
crossed.
I haven't crossed my arms once.
Well, we're going to see.
Okay. Now, also, slightly related to that, somebody told me that podcasts for like advertising and stuff, the optimal time is a 20-minute podcast. We're currently coming in at around about 58 minutes on average.
So that's too much.
So I think let's keep today to about 17 minutes.
17.
Mm-hmm. Just under the 20.
Okay.
We've already done 4.
What if we just leave it as it is, but just speed it up?
Oh, in post.
Put it out, sped up, a little bit squeaky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good
work. So I'll be keeping an eye on the time today.
Okay. We'll rush the guest.
Yeah, we're gonna rush the guest.
We're gonna rush the guest.
What's your problem?
My thing is, I'm sorry, it's related to being a comedian again. I had, I've been touring and I've had people be like, "Oh, I'm going," like friends, sort of the people that you sort of know, be like, "I'm looking forward to seeing this show," blah blah blah.
And then they see it and they realise that was wrong.
Well, after the show, and the show in particular that I'm thinking about, went really, really well. Like one of the best ones, like sold out and everything, right? And then they didn't say anything after on social media. Didn't say it was really good. Didn't message me.
This is right. I'm a bit older than you.
Yeah.
Right. I'm 38. You're 31.
One.
Yeah. This is the problem with the kids of today, right? Not everything has to be validated online.
No, but they said they were coming and then they didn't.
Maybe they didn't come and then they're embarrassed because they didn't actually show up.
It might be that.
Yeah.
But what if they came and they thought, well, I'm not telling anyone I went to that?
But what if they came to that but they were also supposed to go to something else? So by saying online that they came to your thing, maybe they lied about where they were going to come to your thing and they can't give the game away. Like, if I was going to see your show
Yeah.
and then my friend John said, don't forget we're going to dinner on Thursday. And I'd be like, oh shit, I'm going to Bilal's show. So I would maybe say, I've had a last minute gig come up. I can't come to dinner with you, John.
Okay.
Because I go to your show.
So I
And
should message him and ask, was John having dinner?
Yeah, I guess so.
That's all I'll say.
Is this
John
person
having
important
dinner?
to you?
Yeah, he's good.
Is he? So
Yeah.
he's a more famous comedian than you, right?
No.
Oh.
He's creative, but I like him very much. We could have him on here at some point.
Okay.
Very, very
Is
good.
he on our list?
I'm going to add him to the list, actually.
Is he not already on the list?
No, he's not, but it
Okay.
makes perfect sense.
I was going to try and guess who he was.
No, you won't.
Is
I'll
he one of
tell you
these
later.
snivelling Twitch nerds of yours?
No.
No.
Oh, my God, you'd actually love him. Let's
Would
get
I?
our guest on, since
Okay.
we've only got about 3 minutes left.
Yeah, and since there is snivelling Twitch nerd also.
That's our audience. You keep insulting. Ladies and gentlemen, we have today a guest who's a very good friend of mine, even though a lot of people think that we don't get on because we pretend to argue on Twitter and a lot of people believe it, and that's a lot of fun. We'll talk about that. She's done many, many things. She's doing very well now, which I'm very happy to see because she's struggled for a long time. Should I say the name or should she come and sit down?
Should I do my intro and then we
sorry.
should say the name when she
Joey's
sits down? It's a
gonna
new
do-
format.
All right,
I
new
think.
format. Really sorry.
Our guest today is one of the leading lights in British musical comedy. Also, a very competent Twitch nerd. My favourite person ever to come out of Crawley.
Sooz Kempner.
Sooz Kempner.
Hey,
welcome.
Thanks, guys. Then everyone will be like, "Oh my god, it's Ramesh."
Yeah.
What, the musical comedian Ramesh Srinivasan?
They'd forget about all that, just crossing their fingers. It's Ramesh from Crawley.
Now, in all seriousness,
Mm.
I did DM him and he has not seen it. He's
Can
not coming
you
on.
get in touch with
Have you
Ramesh?
seen him around the shops?
Never.
No.
No.
Seen him up Argos?
He's probably got Ocado, hasn't he?
He's probably got Ocado.
He does have
No, Argos
Ocado.
doesn't do Ocado, does it?
Argos is in Sainsbury's in Redhill.
It's in Sainsbury's in a lot of places.
Cheers.
You know they don't have Argos in Scotland.
What?
Hardly now.
They did when I went to Edinburgh in 2016.
They don't
because
now.
I went in there and bought a slow cooker just for Edinburgh.
Bilal loves a slow cooker. I think
I
they're a
love a
waste
slow
of time.
cooker. No, they're good.
Did you say that? Did you like research me before and be
No.
like, how do I get the presenters
didn't
on
know- I
side?
actually
This is
didn't
one
know
of the
that.
top
I'm
3 things
obsessed.
you could talk about with Bilal.
I'm
You love your-
obsessed with slow cooking.
How long have you had your slow cooker?
Since lockdown, so like 2020.
It's
But
good.
I use it so much.
Isn't it like such a thrill when you turn it on knowing that in 8 hours you're going to have the best meal of your life?
8.
How long do you leave it? Do you
4,
just,
6.
Just an hour and a half.
It's in 20 minutes.
Crunchy taters.
It's
Slow-
cold.
Slow cooker, but fast podcast, because you'll know that in the next 12 minutes of your life, you will have listened to the best podcast you've ever heard and it'll be finished.
That was good.
Thanks for coming
What?
on.
We only do 20 minutes.
No, I'm joking. It's just somebody. I found it funny that someone told me the other day that the optimum time for a podcast should be
It's
20
20
minutes,
minutes.
and ours
I
is
don't
always
agree
over
with
an
that.
hour.
I hate a short podcast. If I find a podcast, there was one I found on cults, and I went, "Oh, that looks good." And all the episodes were 20 minutes. I'm like, you can't get into that. I'll just read.
No, I
They're just
agree.
going to be reading Wikipedia.
Joe Rogan's like 3 hours.
Yeah, it's too much.
That's a
it's-
slow cooker.
And
there.
it's him.
Yeah, slow cooker
The
podcast.
slow cooker of podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you doing, Sue?
I'm all right,
You're
thanks.
very busy, aren't you?
I am busy. It's just it sounded like accusation. It is nice though to be busy.
Mhm.
But on the way here, can I tell you what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is really funny. It's a really good like Sooz story, and I deliberately didn't tweet it so that it would be fresh for you guys because I
Oh,
knew
You
you'd be.
could tweet it live from
I knew-
here,
I
even
know
though this
you're-
isn't going out.
No, but I know you're big
Today.
fans, so you'd be on my
Yeah.
Twitter beforehand,
Oh,
going,
yeah,
"I wonder
yeah,
what
yeah.
she said now."
I wonder what she said now.
Oh, the good thing about Sooz is she'll just say anything. So I was walking to the station. It's a mile from my house to the station. Fact fans. And there were 2 teens walking along the pavement, but they were going a bit slower than I needed. So I just thought, oh, I'll go round them. So I like little jogged round them, but I wasn't cross or anything. You know, when you just go slightly into the road, jog around them. And then one of them went, "Run, bitch." I just sort of did that. Run, bitch.
Wow.
And what did you do?
Yeah. I laughed.
Did you sprint?
I didn't look back, but I laughed because I thought that was really
Yeah, that's
funny. Run, bitch.
Wow, that's what the antisocial behaviour is like.
That's
in
what it's
your
like
area.
in my town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That tells you
Yeah.
everything you need to know about Susie's social standing. They're quite polite, but a little bit aggy.
yeah.
It's not, she doesn't live in a complete shithole, but on the edge of.
It is
That's
really
Crawley,
shit.
right?
It's actually Hawley.
Hawley.
Yeah, which is
I've done so much research for today's
it's
episode.
it's a lot smaller than Crawley, but it's the same level of crap, but without like the county.
Without the
Mall.
amenities.
You ever been down Crawley? County
been-
Mall.
Not that I can remember.
Good shops.
Yeah.
It's got Pret.
What you got? Oh,
No
Pret.
Pret
Yeah.
in Hawley.
Got Argos?
No Argos.
Nah,
no
you
Argos.
wouldn't.
No Sainsbury's.
No Sainsbury's.
Now, do you know what breaks my heart about Argos?
Please tell us.
Yeah.
Is that they don't have the conveyor belt anymore.
What was the?
You know,
They
where it would
do,
come down
they-
on a conveyor
They
belt.
do,
when your
yes.
item was
They
ready.
do in the one I go
Oh,
to.
not in Bexley Heath. Where
They
I'm
didn't
from.
on my
So how do
slow
they
cooker.
do it?
They just go out the back and then come back with your item.
Are you sure that you
Yeah.
just can't see the conveyor?
No. No.
Oh.
That's sad. I don't think I've
That's
ever
the only
seen a
reason for
conveyor.
going there for me.
I only used to go in there to buy my finest jewellery. And that's right.
Did you ever get one of those like pendants that would break in half like a heart and give it to your friend or a lover?
No, I never did that. But I know
That's
that
a very common thing to do around my
just
my
great.
school
Oh,
age.
did it?
No, like it was two halves. but you put them
$12.99.
together. Yeah. Each.
Yeah. Well, how much is friendship worth?
Probably not.
Yeah, I've got that same problem where I don't let anyone else talk. Two of us together, we were in a green room about 2 weeks ago. No, it was longer than that, a month ago.
Must have been a nightmare.
There was one other guy in there, and he
Yeah.
didn't say a word until he told me not to use the editing software that I was using.
Why not do you use the editing software?
Because he was like, you don't want to use Premiere Pro. You don't
What?
need to spend that kind of money.
Ah, shut up.
And I
Premiere
was
Pro's
like-
great.
I was like, yeah, but I really wanted to learn how to use it.
No, it's great.
Yeah,
you could
it
edit a
is
film
really-
on there.
And they do.
Yeah.
And I don't.
No, it's
I edit
good.
my Twitch videos.
If you can afford, if you can get it, you should use the best stuff.
Also, I can claim it all back for tax.
What does he want to use?
Yeah.
Windows Movie Maker.
He was like,
I
he was, like,
use
naming us.
Wondershare Filmora 9.
Well, that's your problem.
Oh yeah, I didn't mention this. Joey joined in with him. It was like.
Oh, you don't want to use that. You
Oh.
want to use Wondershare. It's free. It's got a big watermark. in
Guys,
the
when you're
middle.
editing this, do you use Wondershare Filmora 9?
Yeah, they
No.
did.
Premiere Pro? Premiere Pro? Yes.
It's Premiere Pro, yeah.
Okay.
And thumbs up.
So, we like to have a little chat first before
Haven't
we
we
get
been
into
doing that?
problems. Yeah, but I mean, like about. Do you not want to ask Susan any questions about her glittering career? Or
Oh
are you
yeah,
not
of course.
Go on.
Latest
throw 'em
thing
at me.
for you,
Mm.
Doctor Who.
Yes.
You're in the Doctor Who verse.
I'm in the Doctor Who universe, not the show. That's confused a lot of
Doctor
people.
Doctor Universe.
Dr. Hugo Boss.
That's the name of the character.
No, I shouldn't say that.
That's
It
It's-
smells
exciting.
nice.
It is good. Like it's a really good thing to happen. And a lot of the
So
fans
where do
are
the
angry.
nerds watch this?
So it's like a comic, a video game, books, audio dramas.
And you're in
a
all of
A
those?
comic. I said that one. Yeah.
Shit,
So
that's
and
amazing.
the story is called Doomsday, and I'm Doom. I'm the character, the
Fantastic.
greatest assassin in the universe. And the point of the character is she's like but then she's good assassin. And all
Wait,
the
sorry, what is she
So
like?
basically,
Ah.
is it like a sort of copy of what's that one called? Killing Eve, where she's like and then she's a really like killer assassin. Have they just copied that?
It doesn't look like it.
It's not really. No, she like goes all across the universe.
Yeah.
And goes through all of time and space with her vortex manipulator. Which I had to find out what that was. Anyway,
Is that why they're angry at you?
they're angry at me because various reasons, but they don't like the way I look or act, and and they don't like my online stuff because they've gone and looked at that, and and I had. I counted 17 DMs on Instagram because they can't DM me on Twitter because I closed them like 2 years ago. But they DM'd me on Instagram and just loads of guys going, "Please don't do this. You need to step
What
away."
is it like? You need to
Yeah,
step down.
One of them was like, "You are wrecking what used to be my favourite show."
You're like the Steve Bruce of Doctor Who.
It's mad.
Who's
isn't
Steve
it?
Bruce?
He's like a football manager that like, people are like, you
Yeah.
need to step away from our club
Sue's
now.
out.
It was like that. Yeah, it reminds me of all the like Southgate out things,
Yeah.
especially as I'm so good like him.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of them have got obsessed with me, and they like make
They keep
videos
on
about me
saying-
on YouTube all the time.
Do
And they're like,
they?
here's what she's come out with now.
What have you come out with?
But nothing about Doctor Who.
Now, I
They
like.
kept sending me, one of them just sends me a picture of Gollum all the time because I look like Gollum.
You don't look
He has
like
got a
that.
point. No, he has got a point.
He's got
I'm joking.
yeah. Some of them are really anti-Semitic, which I'm like, I don't know if this is part of the ethos of Doctor Who.
Yeah, right. So on a serious note, though, like, and
Yeah.
I'd like to think that I know you reasonably well,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and you're quite a hardy person. You tend to like, laugh in the face of these things and almost sometimes stoke
Yeah.
it a little bit. But
Yeah.
does it actually genuinely get a bit hard, or are you just thinking, but I'm getting paid for this, who cares? Or like, how are you actually feeling about it?
I didn't want to be one of, because one of them sent me, they were like, they thought this was an insult. They went, good luck. You're going to be earning your money from conventions for the rest of your life. I was like, that sounds amazing. It's just sitting down. But
What do they think success even is, these people?
I have no idea. And loads of them were like, I've never heard of her. Who the hell is, they're not even famous. Like, well, you have, because you're writing about me. And also, I'm part of the Doctor Who world. So I must be doing all right.
But also, it's
Yeah.
like, nobody has heard of anybody before they get a job in
Yeah.
something.
I do say this, like, a lot of people, the blue tick thing is funny because, like, it's become meaningless. And when I got my blue tick 2 years ago, it happened completely randomly. And I hadn't even been going, I wish I had one. So I was just like, that's funny. And loads of people for ages were like, why have you got a blue tick? I've never heard of you. I was like, no, because I'm not famous. And also, that's how not knowing things works.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sometimes you don't know stuff and then you go, oh, right.
I've had that a lot as well when people are annoyed at you online where they say they never heard of you.
and,
but it's not.
and when we fight, they go, who is he? I don't even know who he is.
Well, I need to
This is
explain.
funny.
So me and Sooz are obviously very good friends. We worked together quite a bit, especially over lockdown, on some very silly
like,
stuff.
I feel like the pandemic was very good for our friendship.
Yeah, it was, seriously. Yeah, we done so much stuff. And I will sometimes insult you online.
Yeah.
Completely stupidly. Like, it doesn't seem real at all.
Yeah.
Like, for example, the last one was, I tweeted because we're both doing Edinburgh this year
Yeah.
and we're going to be in venues very close to each other, same organisation.
And at the same time.
At the same time, we're clashing. And I said, we're both doing these shows, but I said, please do not see Sooz. # don't see Sooz. Come on, let's get this trending.
Get this trending.
And then people believe it.
Yeah, because I always retweet it.
You share
I think
it.
it's so funny.
Yeah.
But I'll like go, Twitter does nothing about this guy.
Yeah, like I harass her all the time.
And I've started calling you the internet's king of mean. Get this trending. And,
But people
yeah.
really feel like they have to defend Sooz. It's
That's
really,
really
weird.
good.
It's funny.
Yeah.
It's
It
really
is funny. They're like, but they, he can't even grow a beard properly. I'm like, right, let's not bring up.
I mean, that is true.
It's not true.
It's not true.
It's
You
not
can
true.
do it better than me, to be fair.
Well, yeah.
I can grow a beard properly. I'll do
Nah.
it right now.
Yeah, people started attacking my beard.
Yeah, and then I
That was
thought, oh
weird.
no, I should stop
That's all right.
sharing your insights.
No, it's fine.
But they never do it to you when you attack me. All your
Yeah.
followers get it.
No, but that's because I'm not as popular online. So I've got, 18,000 or something? So they're
Okay.
generally people
Yeah.
that get
Yeah,
the
yeah.
nonsense,
Yeah.
right?
Do you know
Is
what?
that a lot?
It's
It
okay,
is quite
innit?
a lot.
Oh,
like
okay.
But you've got, 100?
it's over 100.
Is that a lot?
Over 100
Yeah.
followers.
Yeah, I've got about 4 grand.
4 grand.
$4 grand.
Got about
Is
4
that how you
grand.
say it? Yeah. I think because you've got such a big audience. And the thing is, because
They're
you
so awful.
you do a lot of stuff that goes viral. So if you do like one thing
Yeah.
about the Tories or whatever,
Yeah,
and then a
it-
bunch of people will follow you that have no idea.
It's true, and then you lose a load of followers because I'll like tweet about EastEnders, and they'll go, "Oh, I wouldn't have followed you in the first place if I knew you were going to talk about the worst show on TV." It's like it's not the
I mean, I
worst
follow
show
you
on
in
TV.
In the first place, if I knew you liked EastEnders.
Yeah.
I
not about-
auditioned to be on EastEnders, man, and I really wanted
did.
to get
What part?
a doctor telling
well.
some guys, someone lost their memory, and I was just telling them
What
like,
episode was
you need to
that?
try and remember. I don't know. I assume it's been on now. Actually,
Someone
I don't
lost
know.
their memory. When was it? When did you audition?
This was like a month ago.
No, it
so you
wouldn't have been
think?
on yet. No.
Oh, is it that far? Oh no, that
Someone's
makes
gonna
sense.
Have, I wonder which character it is.
Oh, that's bad. isn't it?
Spoiler
I
alert,
didn't have to
somebody on
sign an
EastEnders
NDA
is going to
though.
lose their memory.
No, I auditioned twice for EastEnders, and one time it was like really cool part. She was like a cheeky black cab driver,
Mm.
and so
I wonder what he was going to say. Then. I was like, I don't think she'll be black enough in
do
2023.
you know what? My agent sent it through, and the character was described as cheeky black cab driver, and I sent it back to my agent when it wouldn't be fair for you to audition for this. He was like, Sooz, I love you, but that's so dumb. So yeah, she was like driving Danny Dyer's character in a cab. And going like, oh, is it your first baby? And he's rushing to hospital because his wife's in labour. And
then you get off with Danny Dyer.
No, and you'll know how funny that is in a minute. And I did the audition. She's like wisecracking and stuff, and she's pregnant. So, and then she goes into labour in the cab, and he has to go, oh no, bloody hell! And so I auditioned, and then they were like, oh, it's great. It's gone to the producers. And my agent was like, I think you might get this. And then they were like, it's right down to the wire. And then when I didn't get it, it's down to the Danny wire.
Very good.
And when I didn't
Bring
get
on the wall.
When I didn't get it, I was like, that's such a shame. Never mind. And then when I watched it, guess who played the part?
Who?
Danny Dyer's daughter.
So he's also called Danny Dyer?
Yeah.
That's confusing.
But he didn't get off with her.
Right.
Oh.
But he did have to birth his own child's baby.
That must have been a laugh. They've really gone up in production values because the thing about EastEnders, I used to watch it.
Yeah.
And then, you can check in on it every
busy.
few years.
Yeah, if you want to watch EastEnders, you only have to see 2 and then you're like...
It's true because there's still Mitchells.
Yeah.
There's still like all these
Even
like
if you've
generations.
never seen it before, you can kind of just get on board.
I thought that the episode where, was it on Christmas Day, I think, I was at my in-laws for Christmas.
Older people love EastEnders.
The episode where, is it Danny Dyer who goes into the...
Yeah, goes in the sea.
And it's quite cool now. Like, they had underwater camera and stuff. And the guy was, like, someone was stuck in a car.
Yeah,
underwater. It's
Janine and Linda.
It's like a film now, EastEnders.
EastEnders is
I feel like it's only a matter of time before I get let go from this process and you two start an EastEnders omnibus podcast.
I nearly did one with... Shabika Sandy in lockdown. We talked about an EastEnders podcast in lockdown. It didn't happen. So
the problem with that is you get like The Walking Dead or whatever, certain amount of episodes in a series. EastEnders never ends.
Like this.
Yeah.
It never ends.
Like this
This is not this. We're
This
not
never
doing
ends.
a series. By the way, hi everybody at home. This isn't. There's no series. We just keep going.
just keeps going.
That's the plan.
Yeah. So get on board because.
Do you want to do an EastEnders podcast called Run, Bitch?
I'm out. Right, I'm going to say something very unpopular.
Yeah.
I prefer Corrie.
Nah.
It's funnier.
It's fine.
It's funnier.
It's funnier. It's not meant to be a comedy.
Clever stuff isn't for everyone.
No.
Yeah.
But Sooz, I don't know. One of my favourite, most funniest things I've ever seen is your Dot Cotton impression.
I did do that during lockdown. That was
You
the
did
first
it with
thing.
me.
Yeah, on
Yeah.
your
People
Twitch channel.
love that.
Yeah.
They liked it. I didn't even have to dress up as her for that.
I should explain that we did. I did a thing. I did a thing on Twitch where I manage a football team, and we had a séance.
That was that, wasn't
And Sooz called in as Dot Cotton for the séance.
it? From hell.
From hell. And also you were Pat Butcher
I was-
and
yeah, I
Peggy
was
Mitchell
Nick-
as well.
Nick
Oh, and
Cotton.
Nick. Yeah.
Because in EastEnders, Dot Cotton kind of was responsible for Nick Cotton's death because he took a heroin overdose and she didn't call the ambulance. She just let him die. And she was like, but it's Dot Cotton's, and she's a really good actor. Oh, she's dead now, June Brown. She's a really amazing actor, so they always like to have every few months they'd have an episode that was like very dot heavy, and she'd be in church doing a monologue going, "Oh, baby Jesus, can you forgive me for what I've done to my son?" And like, she is really amazing, but I always used to find it so funny.
Have you ever seen her on Graham Norton with Lady Gaga?
Yes, so
that
good.
episode. Oh my god,
They
have you
fell
seen
in
it,
love.
Bilal?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good.
They were like best pals by the end of it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
I'll link to the Twitch thing
I reckon
as well
Lady
when this
Gaga
episode
could do a
comes
good
out.
impression of her.
People, because that time when we did that, we had
Yeah.
so much time. You came on and did some stuff as well.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to be
Oh, you
associated
were
with any of
great.
the nerds from the online community.
They
do you
love
still
you.
do Twitch?
No,
Nah, he
do I?
doesn't.
Fuck.
You not do it?
No.
I
I do it when I
occasionally
can.
still
Yeah, you do it
do
sometimes.
How often are you doing it now?
Once or twice a week.
That's good.
But I'm touring as well now, so
Yeah.
it's
It's
know.
impossible. I did Malcolm the other day. I did a Malcolm stream. Because I first did Malcolm on your show.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
your
did
character.
you?
Malcolm.
Malcolm
He's a
had to
good guy.
comment on the news. He's a good
Yeah.
guy.
So that's all we've got time
Yeah.
for because it's only supposed to be 20 minutes long.
Yeah,
27.
I need some ads.
But let's get into some problems. So, yours was a stand-up. First of all, we just get you to run your eye over our problems that we've
Yes.
had.
Okay. Yeah.
Which, you know, as you are somebody that, as
Has a
you
lot of
just said,
problems.
You have
you like to talk a lot.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
What advice have you got for me for just giving Bilal a bit of? I think I've done quite well today and letting him have some breathing space. I don't know if he's
Do you-
really used it as well as he could have, but
I think I've done some really good bits.
I think actually, I genuinely think what a great recipe, the two of you. It's like, it's like chocolate and raspberries.
it's like, you know when
They go well together.
you get one of
Right.
these stories every year.
Lamb and rice.
In a slow
Lamb and-
cooker.
You know
I'm trying
when
to think of other things that go
no,
well.
you know when
together.
you get like a story in a newspaper and it's like a lizard has gotten into a rhino's enclosure and now they're best friends at the zoo. Like it's quite an unlikely friendship that me and you would be friends. Do you know what I mean?
It is like
I
that.
saw a YouTube video where it was like cat and rat are best friends.
Yeah.
We are cat and rat.
I'm not a fucking rat.
You knew you were the rat.
Yeah.
He hates cats, Jared.
You hate
Oh,
cats.
I
hates
just
cats.
hate people that gnaws on about cats all the time. That's all
Right.
Bilal talks
Rum
about.
Bitch is a Cats and EastEnders podcast. How can you not like cats? Do you like dogs?
Yeah, but I also prefer going to the pub.
As your pet.
Yeah.
If there was a dog or a cat in a pub, would you be annoyed with the pub?
If it's the pub's dog or cat, that's fine. But if you've brought it in
If you
and
brought your
it's not your
cat.
pub, I'm not happy.
Everyone bring their cats to the pub.
And don't bring a baby.
To a pub.
Oh.
Yeah, or a child.
Imagine if someone brought a baby to your Edinburgh show. Has anyone done that to you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
really
Well,
nice.
now
I've
they
been
get
to a
asked to
show,
leave
maybe.
if they try it because I'm
By
in
you.
I'm in a bigger venue. No. I'm in a because yeah.
You can ask them to leave.
Underbelly. If it's not allowed,
I'm.
they go and say like no, get out. But when I used to do like just the tonic,
Oh.
twice people just had
That's
babies.
crazy.
Yeah.
Because I've been in 18 plus venues for a few years, and this year it's underbelly, and people could bring a baby, and I don't
Hold
want
on,
a
hold
baby
on.
there screaming.
No.
Yeah,
Did you agree to the Babes in Arms policy?
I don't know. Am I producer
if you-
handling it?
No, yeah. So if you say
Susan's
you don't
big
want to
time
do
got
that,
produced.
then
Just
they
do that.
don't bring babies.
Only first time ever.
Listen, there's not going to be babies in your show, okay?
I don't
We're
want
not going to have
Did
that.
you see when Matt Ford?
Yeah.
I don't want to be in that situation because I might kick off.
When you do a Twitter thread about a baby in the
Yeah.
audience.
I don't think I'd do that. Yeah.
Mm. Should get him on it.
I know him actually
Do you?
from the old days. Anyway, I don't really know what I meant by that.
Sounds like
So,
prison or
Suze,
something.
Have you
Yeah.
got a problem that you would like me and Bilal to solve for you? Because
Ooh.
if you haven't, then we've got a problem of this bit of the podcast is empty.
Oh, I see.
Oh, but I didn't do my
You didn't do your
Oh, yeah.
I
problem.
didn't do my one.
Me and Joey just talked over you.
Yeah.
and that went-
I was talking about a friend, but I got a better thing I want to just say.
Yeah.
I was doing a show in Leeds, and a massive dog walked into the room, and you saw
I
that,
saw this.
and
it's
walked
so
around
good.
the audience. But amazingly, right? You know how
Wait,
when
stop
you're doing
the
gig,
show a second.
What
All right.
venue?
Sorry, Suze. I
called
just,
Old Woolen.
Oh, I'm not doing that one.
Suze,
Oh.
I just
I want
need
a dog
to
to
do.
walk into my show.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
me and Bilal have to do this.
Okay.
I'm just gonna have a little quick production meeting.
Okay.
Bilal,
Sorry, if you could.
Bilal,
do it.
people think when you say that you're on tour,
Yeah.
that gives off the veneer that you're quite successful at least.
Right.
And when you say that you're doing venues where there's dogs running around,
Yeah.
it doesn't sound like a credible tour, and I don't think you should say that in front of the people.
Well, a big dog came in.
Yeah, but where? Like, what credible venues letting a big dog?
Well,
come
this is the
in?
problem. We
You can come
found
back in
out.
now,
Dog
Jim.
No,
venue
we
dog?
found out what happened because I
Oh.
found it funny, right?
I think that would be the best thing. That's funnier than anything that
Okay.
I've got in my.
But you're not
Look,
doing a
show.
theatre. Do you know? There's no big dog running in a theatre, is there?
No, it was a proper venue. Okay,
It
what
was
happened
a 2,000
was
seater.
what happened was
Shats on every seat.
we found out because my agent was like, "Why is there a dog running around?" And it's because
Is that what your agent
someone
does for
was
you?
yeah.
Is that why a big dog was
Don't
running
cover
around?
anything. My agent just laughs at me and goes, "Oh, you idiot."
Somebody who was walking their dog opened the venue door and let their dog in for a laugh, which I think is fine.
Yeah.
That is so good. That is a good bit.
It was a nice dog though. It
Excellent
was
goof.
like it was really friendly. It was one of the big
Aw.
ones. It looked like it was smiling. You know those stupid dogs that look like they're smiling. But the
That
amazing
means
thing
it
is
needed water.
the really like incredible
He's
thing.
dying.
You know how if anything happens in a room and everyone gets distracted,
Yeah,
they weren't that distracted by the dog.
What?
So I thought only I could see it.
that means you. It was like a sign that you were going to die soon.
Yeah, there's that the dog
It's
of
the
death.
first sign, and then you see a big crow. That happened
And
to
then
me on
loads
the
of
way home.
locusts. And then there's a flood. Is that what happens?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
raining frogs.
So yeah, I just wanted to tell you that
So how
love
did it
it.
get resolved?
the dog left.
Of its own accord?
Yeah, it just went, and then a guy shouted "sorry" from the back of the room. And I was like, it's fine. That's
So
the
was he
best thing that's ever
laughing?
happened. No, he just said sorry.
Do you reckon he
don't-
thought
I'm
the bit
really
was good?
confused.
But when the audience didn't descend into chaos, he was like, ah, shit.
Maybe.
But the dog knows if it's not funny to pull out of the bit.
Yeah, the
Which
dog
is
knew
amazing.
it wasn't.
The dog's very.
It wasn't getting
It's
much.
got good ear for comedy.
Yeah. Sorry. Now it's
If
time
you're doing
for
well,
you
you can
to-
do 10. But he's
Yeah,
like, no,
yeah.
about a
If it,
minute.
do 7. If it's going well, you can do 10. Yeah,
It
yeah.
did
yeah.
What's
4.
your latest problem with your life?
Well, I don't know if this is a good problem for this podcast, but I know that Joey, you've got a sort of long distance relationship. I've got a very long distance relationship, and I wondered if either of you had any tips. What can you do about that? What can I do?
I quite like to make, not in this instance necessarily for me, but I do quite like to make
Ooh.
like as much fun out of it as possible. So it's like
Yeah.
like I'd literally like in lockdown in my old relationship.
Yeah.
We got obsessed with what's it called? Below Deck. Have you seen this?
yeah.
Do you know what this is, Bilal?
No.
It's a program set on like a super yacht, and it's about the staff and the clientele of the yacht. And obviously, the clientele are getting a heavy discount because it's being filmed, and they're always like really rich assholes. But they'll be like, "Okay, so tonight we want a white themed party on the deck or whatever, or we want a hot tub or whatever the thing is." So we would do like, it's like your charter. I will just like, so it's like, oh, we're having a medieval banquet on the boat. I'm like,
Wow.
so it's like. I'd always try
So
and
you
make little fun games out of the fact that, because obviously you're restricted to Zoom quite a lot,
Yeah.
right? So, you know.
Yeah. Well, do you know WhatsApp video? I had to get him on WhatsApp. They don't have WhatsApp in Canada.
What?
WhatsApp.
No, they don't use it. I had to make him use it because we were DMing only on Twitter, and
First
it's the
they don't
worst
have-
way to DM.
First they don't have roundabouts, and now they don't
No
have WhatsApp.
roundabouts. No
I've
WhatsApp.
heard
No
that
Weatherspoons.
I've been to Montreal once.
Yeah.
I heard that the reason that they have so many roadworks and stuff going on is because it's the mafia. Have you heard this?
Canadian mafia.
Oh,
Have you heard this?
he
Yeah.
was telling me because he lives in Toronto, and there's
Right.
a little tube line. So there's like two. The tube is much smaller there because the city's smaller. So the subway is like one long line, and then another one that's like that. But then there's another one that just goes off, and he went, "Oh, that one goes basically to nowhere because someone in organised crime wanted it."
Yeah, I've heard there's a lot of that because like there's
Wow.
I've heard
Yeah.
that there's roadworks that have been going on in Montreal for like 20 years.
So
and they just keep it going.
Why?
Money, I guess.
Yeah, I guess there's like a good
There's money
money
in it
laundering
somehow?
way.
Wow.
Oh yeah, laundering.
Yeah.
Or they
Wash
really
that money.
hate the business that the Roadworks is outside of, and was like, how can we piss off this baker?
Yeah.
I'm going to put Roadworks
I bet
outside
it's a
his
lot.
shop for 30 years.
It's a lot of
Oh.
roadworks. It's loads.
Is it loads?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I get really cross. You must find this. Do you drive?
No.
You're not driving to gigs. When you come home late at night from the north, and it's like 4-hour drive home, and that
Yeah.
adds an hour because there's tons of roadworks
Yeah, it's
on there.
always,
on
you're
the
always on a
M1.
diversion.
That's annoying.
Yeah.
That's good content for your podcast.
good
That's annoying.
If only this podcast was called That's Annoying.
That's annoying.
So, yeah.
Long distance.
Poutine.
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 He said it's not worth eating, so I
I
haven't
don't think
had
it's
any.
very good.
Yeah.
No offense to Canadians. It's
had
chips
some-
and gravy and squeaky
Yeah,
cheese.
I had some in Edinburgh and it sucked, but I thought it's
Mm.
because it's just crap from a food van in Edinburgh. I bet it's good in.
You get to
Canada.
you get to see each other quite a lot though, don't you?
Yeah, like more than is good for the environment. I'm sure. I feel guilty every time I get on a plane. It's terrible. I don't like it.
I mean, I just wouldn't worry about that.
I'm like,
there's
choosing-
much
I couldn't find anyone here, so I have to fly and
there's
destroy
much
the
bigger
planet.
fish that could be doing stuff about it than you not
It's
flying to your
true, I
boyfriend.
know.
He's a good
I
guy
know.
though. He's worth it.
He's a good
Um,
fella. He's coming here in a week and a half.
I
Yes.
actually
Do you want him on your
think so.
podcast?
Yeah, yeah.
He's got lots of problems. He's
I
one.
actually think
Yeah.
that the long distance thing is quite good
Yeah.
because
I
it
do
does
like it, 'cause
draw
I
out the
haven't got bored with it.
excitement exactly
Yeah.
for a lot longer.
Every time he's flying over or I'm going to see him, it's more exciting when he's coming here because I get annoyed with the travelling.
Mm.
I sit on planes like angry, but then once I get off the plane, less angry.
Yeah.
But when he's coming here, I do go yes. Like when you're going on an early date with someone.
Yeah, exactly. And then
I
you
know
get
what you
that,
mean.
and then that's almost like replenishes over the time you're apart.
Yeah,
and
it's
like-
true.
yeah.
But then within 2 days of him being here, I'm like,
You know what it's like for me? I'm
Leave.
gonna go,
I
And then
don't know.
he's like, he gets on Twitter and is like, I don't think you should say that in Doctor Who.
I'm gonna see. I don't have that excitement. I'm gonna go home. My wife's gonna be there. Right?
Yeah.
She's
So
gonna.
you
have,
don't go through
she's
the
gonna
door.
have unplugged the slow cooker to plug in her steamer thing for her dresses, right? And then you know what happens? I put a stew in there for
Yeah.
12 hours, and
Yeah.
it's not been on.
It hasn't even turned into jam.
It
The
hasn't
ideal.
even turned into jam, mate.
I like it when the meat.
You
becomes
and
jam,
your your nagging wife.
She's come through the door. She chases you around with a rolling pin.
She does. and it hurts.
Bilal,
Yeah.
have you got any advice for Sooz on her problem rather than just talking about poutine?
Poutine. That was my solution.
Poutine.
Well, I mean, I feel like you're probably doing all this stuff, right? WhatsApp video.
Yeah, WhatsApp video is good.
What
It's
else do
free
you
as
do?
well.
I mean, I guess lockdown was kind of a positive that came out of being locked down was so many more, like Zoom even wasn't
Yeah.
really a big thing before.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing there's probably a lot of like online games and stuff and that, if you're
Yeah,
into
and
any of
like
that.
he only just got a telly.
What?
So I was trying to make him buy a TV so that he could watch new series.
You
of...
on TV.
So yeah, I'm on one show coming out. It's not Doctor Who, because I'm not in it. I wanted him to see the new season of White Lotus so we could talk about it.
Yeah.
And he only just got a TV.
Could you do you ever watch stuff at the same time?
No, I've suggested it, and he goes, no.
No.
Oh, he's like an old
That's how he's-
gentleman. He's
Oh.
How old is he?
40.
Is this why he hasn't got a telly? He doesn't know what
44.
technology is.
Is he?
Yeah, I know. He looks like a little baby.
I
doesn't
thought he was like 12.
No,
I was
yeah,
not
he
happy
thought-
about that.
Yeah,
really.
that's why Bilal was like,
It's
poutine.
like, I don't think we should get sued on.
She's disgusting.
She's
She's
a
like,
monster.
Oh,
and
that was one of
like
my-
when Jerry Seinfeld
Can I
went out
just
with a
say-
17-year-old.
Yeah.
Did you know about that?
Yeah,
Well,
I know.
I want to bring up something that's slightly related. Our friend Luke McQueen, friend of the podcast,
Yeah.
Luke McQueen, one of the funniest things was when he had you come on his show in Edinburgh and sing. He was like, I've got a very special guest. And then you came and you sang a really beautiful song.
Yeah, I'd sing it
And then
in
at the
full
end-
like ball gown and everything.
Yeah.
And the audience were waiting for the joke because the song was 4 minutes and it was very serious Sondheim song. And I do actually sing. And you could see them going like, and then gradually go, oh, I see, it's not a joke. And he's pulled the rug out from under us. It's just a singer doing a
very
song. And then at
talented
the end,
singer.
they'd all clap sincerely. And then Luke would come out and go, we all enjoyed that, didn't we? And everyone would go, yes. And he'd go, but there's something about Sooz you don't know. And the reason she can't be on TV, go on, Sooz, tell him. And then I just had to go, it's because I'm a paedophile. And every time the audience went, oh!
It's such a good joke.
And the worst time was when Catherine Ryan was the guest. So she was on stage and in the audience was her daughter who was like 10.
Oh.
And I just thought, I don't want to do the bit in front of, I think
A
she'd be
10-year-old.
like, that's not funny. And I just heard her behind me like, ah, ha, ha. I thought, oh, phew. That was the worst time though.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
And
it's
Luke
such
was
a
like,
good-
see, so you all judged her, didn't you? You all, he was like, his point was you all judge paedophiles too harshly. Because sometimes they're very talented.
Sometimes they're very talented. Apparently.
It was a good bit.
Yeah.
But there was one reviewer came and who never likes my shows, and they came to that show and they wrote a really good review of Luke's show, but then said my bit was pointless.
I once had a reviewer review me and said about how people in the queue were excited to see me, but they couldn't understand why. Didn't say anything about the actual show. It's like,
what's like
That's
what's like the
unbelievable.
worst thing you've seen in a review about yourself?
Oh, so okay, I had one which really broke my spirit, like halfway through the
Oh,
Fringe,
I'm
right? I mean, it
sorry.
was okay because the
I
month
won't
was
read them
fine.
because that sort of thing can
Oh,
happen.
I don't read them at all, but
Yeah.
this popped up. I think the list. I was doing my show
Mm.
Cakes, which ended
Oh
up doing
yeah,
all right. You know?
yeah, which was a
But-
huge hit.
But the title of I didn't read the review. The title it was like 3 stars. The title was "Show about a cake shop slowly crumbles away."
Oh God! Don't have as the header. Also, 3 stars. I hate the star system in Edinburgh because 3 stars is like, oh, that's fine, but also it's unusable. You can't just put
Yeah.
3 stars.
Oh, they
on-
don't get it. Just do
No.
4. Stop trying to pretend like you know what
Yeah,
you're talking
or just
about.
take the stars away
Yeah,
because then I
and
can
then
just
force
use...
people to read reviews.
yeah.
Actually read them.
I don't read them.
Exactly,
Do you
yeah.
read them?
I mean, I don't do Edinburgh, so it doesn't.
But
really
you have
matter.
done?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I used to read them and get really.
Oh,
really
I don't really.
I
annoyed.
used to read them and not care, and then all of a sudden I was like, I don't want to know what anyone thinks of the show. It was really weird. So now I just refuse to read them. But then you get like the blog reviewers who keep sending it to you. Go, Sooz, have you seen this? And then you have to eventually reply and go, I'm not reading my review.
I
so
don't
you
want
look like
their
a dick.
advice. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't want them to say what
I
they
never
think could have been
invite them.
better, or because they don't know.
I've never had PR, and my producer, I've got a producer this year, never had one before, and they said, and they were like, "Who do you want for PR?" I'm like, "Oh, I don't know. And then yesterday they emailed and said, "Look, we don't know actually this year if there's much point in acts having PR. It might be worth it
I'm doing
for you
it.
because you've got a couple of. But you've got
It's so
no,
expensive.
do you know they said it might be worth it for you, Sooz, because you've got a few things happening in the summer and you're the same. But I was like, oh, save $2,000 and don't have any reviews. This might be wonderful. But I've never had PR, and the reviewers still show up and go, boo.
I'm saving $16,000 by not going.
Yeah.
I've never spent anything like that on Edinburgh.
No, I haven't
What are you
either.
spending?
No,
Where'd you get all that money from?
Suits, innit? I'm
He
spending it on
gets
suits.
the
Suits.
side of buses, adverts, all of that.
A whole new outfit every day.
So,
Yeah.
we are going to move on to the crux of the show, the
Oh.
main course, which is a listener or viewer
All viewers.
has sent in a problem for our guest, which is you,
I'll read
Okay.
this
to
to you. I
solve.
think you'll like this one. Mike Ding Dong with the quick.
No.
Sooz,
No.
please be respectful.
No. Is this coming on email?
Mike Ding Dong.
Is this
Mike
coming on
Ding Dong.
email?
It was on Twitch.
Okay. Can I just say, if you're going to send something in, have a proper name.
Mike Ding Dong.
I've got a Twitch follower called Mr. Hitler, and his name is just a joke because
Okay,
he's
that's-
fine, but also his name's Mr. Hitler.
No, that's not
When he
acceptable.
first popped up in the chat, he was just saying something nice. I went, "Is this a trick?" And I-
You can't
Anyway.
be Mr. Hitler.
No, you can't do that, and I can't believe Twitch is like, "That's fine," but he's
Mike
done
Ding
a
Dong's
one
probably
as
a
the
fan
I.
of yours and yours.
Mike Ding Dong.
Mike Ding Dong.
If he's a nerd, I'm not interested.
Of course he is. All your
Because he's
fans are.
Twitch.
No, they're not. I only have cool fans.
Mike Ding
All the
Dong
cool people that
says-
listen to this podcast are because of me.
Mike Ding Dong says, my neighbours have been inconsiderately parking next to us and it makes it difficult for us to park. How do I get him to stop this in a polite but firm manner?
Oh, right. I live with my mum, brag, on like a court. So, you know, all the houses are like that. But it looks like Brookside where I live. And there's enough parking spaces
Jimmy
for
Corkill?
like, yeah, I'm the Jimmy Corkill. No, I'm Anna Friel. It's like, because I'm very successful. So there's room for like, I think 1.5 cars per house. But there's one space, which is, so they're like that. And there's one space directly in front of our house, but it's like side on and it's slightly different. It's just because you'd have to drive around the other cars to get to it, but it's right in front of our house. And the woman next door is always taking that space. And my mum gets angry about it, even though it's not our space. But I've absorbed that anger by osmosis because I've lived with my mum for 10 years now. And when I was a kid as well. And when it happens, she goes like, she's in the space again. She's like furious about it. But I've started absorbing it. So when I see her pull into the space through the living room window, I'm like, fuck no. So I have before, when my mum's
Put
been
spikes
away,
out.
worse. It's worse than that. I've left my car in the space and defiantly walked to and from the station to go to places that I could drive to.
Oh.
Just to
So
keep the
that
space.
we keep the space. And that sometimes has meant walking in the wind and rain and also walking home late at night when it's very dangerous. But I know that I'll feel better when I get home and see my car.
As long as you
in the
don't get,
space.
as long as you don't get knifed, you
Yeah,
will feel better
exactly.
about seeing your car in that space.
Yeah, that's double victory.
Yeah.
Survived and cast in space. Yeah.
Run, bitch.
Run, bitch. I did walk this morning.
I
So
imagine
the car
those.
could be
I
left
imagine
in the
those kids
space.
were like 5.
They would have been probably 13.
Aw.
I'm not very good at telling kids' ages anymore.
So what's the advice? Never drive anywhere.
never drive.
Leave your
Just
car.
leave your car in the space. Always walk. Yeah. It's better for the environment.
I was up in, I was in a gig up in Kendal.
Oh,
Yeah,
home of the
long
mint
drive,
cake.
Long drive.
Yeah, it
And
is.
Went to try and go to some like tea room for like a snack, and there was nowhere to park.
Tea room.
But also, people had parked like on this verge outside of, I don't know if it was a church or someone's house or
Okay.
what it was, right?
Why couldn't you
but
tell?
I wasn't paying that much attention because my attention was being taken by the fact that the person who was angry that people had parked there had put a A4 piece of paper on everyone's windscreen and put, "Do you think this is an acceptable place to park? If you do, you must have shit for brains." On every, they must have printed off loads. That must happen every weekend, and they're going around sticking these.
Maybe it is someone's house then, and they live in the church.
Yeah,
Maybe it's
That's
the
pretty
vicar.
cool.
so could do something like that. But if you want it to be non-aggressive, as this person Mike for
Ding Dong.
brains, whatever he's
Mike Ding
called,
Dong.
Mike Ding Dong for brains. So what's the problem? Do they want to park their car there?
Yeah, so
They want to park their car.
Yes.
I'll read
It's
it again.
understandable.
I think get rid of your car so that then that's offsetting Susie's carbon footprint for visiting her boyfriend in Canada.
Yeah, that's true.
I think you want to. I think the best approach for something like this, you don't want to fall out with them, and you want to be able to park boxed chocolates.
Yeah.
You can get them on offer
Box
with a little note.
Boxed chocolates.
Boxed chocolates with a little note saying, "Hi, do you mind? Sometimes it's difficult for us to park. Do you mind?
Do you mind
not
parking somewhere else?
like a."
And if they
like a
say
wally?"
if they give you any shit, make up an ailment. Like, I've got a very bad knee.
Yeah, it's something vague that they can't
Yeah.
argue with. Yeah.
then you have to pretend to have a bad.
I
day.
No,
suffer-
you don't.
I
You
suffer
say,
from
it's not bad
headaches.
enough. It's not bad enough to need a blue badge, but it
Headaches,
does
do
exacerbate
headache.
it.
I have
Oh,
headaches.
I
I
use.
got vertigo.
I
I've got
get
vertigo.
migraines anyway.
Yeah.
But if you make one up, who's gonna know? Because you can just go. Got migraine.
The Sooz who cried migraine.
Didn't
Susie
you
Cramer.
cancel on coming on this podcast because you had a migraine a few weeks ago?
No.
No, I'm joking.
No, I would never have done that. I'd have been here. I'd have run, bitch.
With the migraine.
Run, bitch,
Yeah, I think the best way is to do politeness rather than what you two are
Pilates.
suggesting. Do
Pilates.
Pilates.
I didn't go to a birthday once because I lied and said I had a migraine, and then later on I was like, oh no, I do want to go, so I went and then said it got better.
Well, this is back to your problem earlier of somebody said they were coming to Bilal's show and then didn't say anything nice on the internet afterwards.
Yeah, I
Maybe
do
they were
hate
supposed
that.
to
I
go
know
to-
what that's like.
And maybe they were supposed to be somewhere else, double book themselves, and they chose to go to Bilal's thing.
That's a very
But-
specific excuse.
Did you comp them?
No. Oh no,
Did you?
that would be terrible if I
That
did.
yeah. I hate when you comp someone
I
and then
think
they
I've,
don't show up.
Yeah, I've had
And
that
they're
a
like,
few
"Oh, sorry."
times.
Yeah,
I've
same.
had that a few times.
Hi, could you put a ticket aside? And then you get the message from them after the show going, hey, sorry, I couldn't make it. Something came up. You're like, no, it didn't.
Suze, you know something I hate in Edinburgh, right? These people that work in TV that get
Yeah.
free tickets to your show, right? And I've had one sit in the front row and keep looking at his watch. Because obviously he's got to go to another show.
Yes.
Now, I should have picked on him. I
Right?
absolutely should have.
I do.
I
I
should
go,
have humiliated him.
chap in the front keeps looking at his watch.
It was
I've done
so
that.
rude.
It
It
is
really
rude.
wound
Do
me
you know
up,
what
yeah.
also annoys me in comedy audiences? And I feel like I can't tweet about this because some little troll will show up and go, well, maybe your action be boring. But people who just sit in the audience and then 20 minutes in go, "Ugh," and do like
Those
a,
rooms
a
get
really...
very hot. It's like this one.
But don't, but stifle your yawn.
Yeah.
It's
I've been
like,
stifling my
I want
yawn.
to throw something in it, like a dolly mixture or something.
Now,
Mm.
Suze,
yeah.
can you pick a problem from the list of 1,000 problems?
Oh,
Oh.
which for a while.
There's only
No, but you can't look.
17.
Oh, I
You need
see.
to
I
pick-
can't. Oh, I'd pick a number.
You need to pick
I
a
was
number
thinking, like, I'm
between
going to have to
1 to
read them all.
1,000.
1
I
to
added
1,000.
some. If we got the same document,
Have you? Okay.
is it the shared one?
Yeah, but I don't know if I've updated it. but
How
okay,
many
go on.
are there?
There's
Just
a
pick
thousand.
number.
There's a
There
thousand.
are
There's a
thousands.
thousand.
Okay.
Seven.
Seven,
17.
747.
There's a
The
thousand.
number of the beast.
The Boeing 747.
Number of the beast.
747.
Mm.
Okay.
Everything okay?
Why? Yeah, no.
Is he alright?
What? What is? Right.
What's wrong, Joey?
In a queue in Aldi,
Yeah, I've
Right.
done that.
and you've only got one item.
Yeah,
Someone ahead of you
yeah,
has got quite a few items,
sure.
and they don't offer to let you
Mhm.
go in front.
That is the problem.
Is it okay to say, "Excuse me, can I go in front of you," or do you just stand there in
No.
a seething rage?
I'll let you go first.
I do think it's okay to ask. However, I would never
Yeah.
do it.
I would ask.
Would you?
They might be in a rush though.
And I always offer, by the way. If you're
I would
behind me in
offer-
Aldi,
Oh, definitely.
first of all, if you're behind me in any supermarket, do not talk to me. But
Yeah, agree.
I will offer to let you go in front of me. I don't want you to say, I enjoy the podcast. Don't speak to me. I'm not your friend, okay? But I will let you go in front of me if you've only got one item.
I'm approachable, but I won't let you go in front of me. I don't care what you have.
Oh, and that's why we work so well together.
I think it's fine to ask, and if I didn't notice and someone asked me, I would say, "Oh yeah, of course. I'm so
God, of
sorry.
course. Oh.
I'm so sorry, of course." And then I'd
Yeah.
offer them a tenner. I'd offer them to pay for it and give them
Yeah,
a tenner.
yeah, yeah.
No, but no, but yeah, I would never ask because
No, me
I just feel
neither.
like I don't like the idea of anyone going around going, "Ugh." What an
You would do
entitled
this,
woman.
wouldn't you? Like, let's say this is the thing you're buying.
Yeah.
And the person in front of you has loads of stuff. You'd be like, you know?
Look
That's for
ahead
video.
and go.
Yeah. Like, everything's so hard.
And then when they turn around and see me, and maybe they do one of those.
But I don't think the
smiles
person
to
is
leave, I guess.
obliged to, like, let the person.
No.
Because also everyone, especially with, like, everyone's listening to podcasts or whatever, everyone's in their own world. No one's really paying attention.
I used to work on a
I'm not
checkout.
offended if I'm not offered.
Yeah, but
Yeah, same.
not many people in Aldi are listening to podcasts.
Oh, they don't do that, do they, Aldi shoppers?
Okay, so
Yes. What's
Yeah.
Sooz, we're going to do this feature.
Oh yeah.
Well, doesn't like
that was it?
Yeah, that was that feature.
That was that. From the list of 1,000.
It's good, isn't it?
problems.
It's a good
It's really
podcast.
good. What's the
Bilal
next
doesn't,
feature?
Bilal doesn't like this feature.
Oh.
But
Okay.
I do.
More
And actually
arguments.
had some positive feedback on this.
Okay,
so
great.
I'm
From who?
dusting it off. Somebody online. This is called "Some People Have the Worst Problems." Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
going to read you
A bad problem.
a headline
Yeah.
from the defunct sport newspaper, the Daily Sport, and I want you to see if you can guess how this person might have got, or why this person might have done what they've done and gotten themselves into.
Okay. Why do you hate this feature?
You'll see.
Okay.
I do struggle to get through these headlines.
Okay.
He's
Okay.
already gone.
Look at him. He loves
He's
it.
already-
He loves it.
Why? Why did this man?
Yeah.
I'll show you the picture of him in a minute. Why did this man push 114 Watsits up his bottom?
Yeah, I can see why Bilal hates
Yeah.
this feature.
I'm-
I want to see the man.
I'm going to just show the camera the man.
He's got
It's
white
so
round his
into
eyes.
Watsits.
Yeah, Donald Trump
Um,
uses Watsits as makeup. What a good joke about Donald Trump being orange. Well done, podcast. You've got that on it now.
Okay. So, Sooz, why might somebody do that?
Why might someone do that?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's the Daily Sport. It's probably a lie. He didn't. There you go. He didn't.
Okay.
That's the end of that feature.
Because he wanted.
He didn't.
He didn't.
Okay. I'm reading this on site. I haven't really prepared, but
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
Why is there another picture of someone else who looks
That's what you like from your podcast, isn't it?
Yeah.
I haven't really prepared.
I haven't researched or prepared. Why is there a picture of an angry woman whose mouth is
in the 80s, before anti-obesity police banned such tasty treats,
Oh my
It
god.
sounds like Malcolm wrote it.
Yeah.
My character. Malcolm
these
Dempster.
cheesy corn puffs turned youthful fingers bright orange from Peterhead to Penzance and still retain a
Peterhead
fond
to-
place in the memories of millions. But those memories were sullied last night by sickening news that feeble-minded Alan Keeper had
Alan Keeper.
inserted
This is not a real story.
had inserted no fewer than 114 Watsits into
How
his
do you know?
anal cavity. What's more, the 46-year-old dimwit boasted of his dubious feat on social media and claimed his own mother was the encourager of the stunt.
Stop it.
Unwaged Alan.
Unwaged. Unwaged. Not anymore. He's been paid a fortune for this scoop of the century.
Unwaged Alan from
Yeah.
Crew posted on Twitter, just put 114 Watsits on my bum. Explaining his behaviour last night. Unwed Alan.
Unwed and unwed. This is former Q ladies. He's single.
I was telling our mum all about how I'd been to the garden centre and how I'd bought a new shovel and how shiny it was and all that.
Stop it. Stop. This is too much.
and all that.
But But I reckon
This
she
is a
must
bit
have
like my
been-
life with my mum.
But I reckon she must have been having one of her fancy men round because she suddenly says, "Oh, just fuck off, Alan, and go and shove what sits up your ass or whatever, or whatever it is you do."
And he went, "That is what I do, actually. I've just put 114 of them up there."
So I went home. I bought a few bags of Watsons and took them home and put them on my ass. It was tricky.
I missed the sport.
It was tricky because the first ones just crumbled in my fingers. But once I got the hang of it, I managed to get 114 up there.
So he tried to put more up there.
Now that's a lot of what's it
That
though.
is.
Last night,
They must have
Alan's
formed quite a clump.
72-year-old mother
There's more.
Maureen said, "What's he been up to now, the daft cunt?" That's the whole story.
That's the whole
So the answer is he was encouraged by his mother, who seems to hate him as much as the Daily Sport
Do you
does.
think the Daily Sport approached her for a comment and that was her
Yeah, that
comment?
was her quote.
Was
What's he been up to now? The daft
So what's
cunt.
the purpose of this feature?
Sooz had to guess
Oh,
how
right.
he might have ended up in that predicament.
And
It's
my
like some
guess
people
was
have
he
the
didn't.
worst problems, is what it's called.
Okay.
That was amazing, to be fair. I hope he made a fortune. He's no longer unwaged. I hope he found a wife and is no longer unwed.
Oh, he's unwed.
Suze, imagine some of your fans that are like the classy ones, right?
Yeah.
The first bit of this was fine, and then they're gonna get to that.
I don't know how classy they are, right? Sometimes I've got a character who's like an Andrew Tate stan, and it's literally just me in a short brown wig and a beanie hat
You look like
and
a
an
little
Adidas
boy.
top.
Yeah.
I guess I look like a teenage boy and then I'm just on there going like, yeah, Andrew Tate, my Tate incarcerated, and it's just me doing that voice. It's not even a manly voice or anything. And then I have people who actually follow me going, "Who is this? They look like a crackhead." I'm like, "It's just me.
It's me.
It's me with no makeup and a wig and hat on." And then when I go, "Oh, that's actually just me. That's my face." And then the trolls retweet the person who follows me going, "You look like a crackhead." But so many think it's real and then say how gross I
Are
look.
you worried about like humanity when you see
That genuinely
how many
worries me.
people on Twitter like are so thick?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
so
seriously.
I go, they shouldn't be allowed to vote. I think it's worrying that people. Also, when I dress up as Liz Truss, it's just me in a wig. I don't even bother like making my green screen good. There's usually like some fuzzing around, you know. And then I'm like, "I'm Liz Truss. If you eat an apple seed, it grows into a tree in your tummy." And then people underneath are like, "Oh, Liz Truss is so stupid." And they're people who follow me, but they're not even like, they haven't even just come across it, and maybe they don't know what Liz Truss looks like.
What's going
it's
on in their
baffling.
life
Yeah.
day to day?
They're listening to this podcast.
Because like Rosie Holt, the whole thing is like, people think it's a real MP. But I understand that. But it is very clearly just me in a wig
Yeah.
saying the stupidest thing I can think of.
I mean, when me and you do particular stupid tweets, we always make it
it's
stupid
obvious.
enough.
Yeah, we're always like L plus ratio.
We're not parody accounts.
No.
We're just being silly.
That's it. I'm never trying to trick anyone. Some
Yeah.
people thought the Nadine Dorries stuff was real. I was doing Nadine Dorries videos where I was just reading out chapters from an erotic novel that doesn't exist. And on the front page, you can see like there's a dick, just a drawn picture of a dick. It's not highbrow stuff. And I'm going, the lady looked at the Prime Minister and she was in love and she lusted after him with her thighs. And then people underneath go, "Oh, who buys this shit?" Like, nobody. It's not a real
Well,
manga, and you're one of
and
my
that's why
followers.
we are where we are, because we have a modicum of intelligence. And
We're
what have
so
we chosen
smart.
to do with it? This.
Be comedians, an industry that the wage has not increased since 1995, and the club comics who've been around for 25 years do nothing but complain about that.
And you know what, Suze?
And their
That
sets
makes
are
a
the
great point.
Yeah.
If you would like to give us some money, you can get in touch with us
Or
personally.
book
We
me
don't
for
have
singing because
Patreons.
the wages have gone up for that.
I mean,
Or
I
book
don't
me
have
for
any
singing.
money.
No, where's our money?
No. So we don't
Hashtag
have
where's our
we don't have
money?
any money. So if you like this podcast, please do recommend it to some people. Click the subscribe button, that helps. Give us a review, that helps.
So we're on
I
YouTube.
know it takes a tiny bit of time, but you've clearly got a lot because you've made it all the way to the end of another episode of
Got a problem, mate.
Don't forget to send us in your problems at gotaproblemmate@gmail.com or use the hashtag GAP,
No,
M.
can't do
Question mark.
comma in a hashtag.
Okay,
can you?
that's what we got time for.
Can I plug my tour?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah.
Only because it'd be nice if it's sold. Out. Nearly has. When's this going out?
Don't know.
Soon.
Don't know.
But it'll
maybe
go out in the next
in
couple
a
of
year
months.
or
No, we
two.
go in the next couple, about 2 or 3 weeks.
Go to twitter.com/Sooz.
Just
UK.
forget it. All right, that was no one's gonna
Twitter.com
do it.
Sooz UK.
/Sooz UK at Sooz UK on Twitter, SOOZ UK. Come and see me on tour. Wow, imagine my show's called PlayStation. Remember those?
And it's Sooz SOOZ or Z.
Or Z if you're
Z.
in Canada. No, they say Z.
Do they?
Yeah, they actually say.
Ah.
And they say, no, they don't. They do say sidewalk, not pavement.
Okay.
Well, thank you
Thanks,
very much for
Simon.
coming. I hope you had a
Also,
nice time.
Yeah, thanks.
Big thanks to Kays, Angelica, and Ryan for being the masters behind the controls.
Thank you very much.
Bilal, I hope you enjoyed being allowed to speak a bit more today. Goodbye.